Elite Expert Insider, the podcast that educates, inspires, and motivates you to take your business and life to the next level. We would like to thank Audible for supporting Elite Expert Insider. Please go to the link bit.ly/Elite Audible. That's bit.ly/Elite Audible and get a free 30-day trial to show your support. Thank you, Audible. Now to Elite Expert Insider for conversations with industry leaders. Hey, Melanie Johnson here with another great podcast for you. My partner, Jen Foster, is out on assignment today, crushing it in the world. We miss you today, Jen. We want to welcome you again. We have always fabulous guests here. We have a wonderful guest today, Daniel Hall. But before we get to him, I want you to remind you to like our podcast, to share it, to subscribe to us, do all those wonderful things. We would love to hear from you. And don't forget, my book is out, Life Legacy Challenge. So as Daniel would say, buy my book right there.
Right, exactly.
And then inside, if you get the book, guess what? You get another book for free. So if you register right here, once you buy the book, you'll get a second book. So it's like a 2-for-1. So we would love to do that. This is how to write your story of accomplishment and success. And it really goes through a lot of tips on how to write a book too, with a lot of prompts in there. So let's get right to it. Daniel and I've been following Daniel, I think, for a couple years now. And then I was at this Texas Author Marketing Conference, and I saw his name on there, and I was like, are you the Daniel Hall? Like the guy I get his emails from every single day that has just this fabulous information on how to make products, how it has the latest software tips, how to get your book out there. So I've been a huge fan of his, and we're so fortunate to have him on the show today. And he was an attorney and decided, hey, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to go into this product development and be full-time publishing. So I just can't wait to talk to him. Daniel, welcome. Thank you for coming to our podcast today.
Thank you, Melanie. I really appreciate the opportunity to get to chat with your community.
Great. Well, we have a lot of authors that we publish their books. We make them #1 bestsellers. But then once we give them that kick in the pants to get up there in the search engine, and we give them marketing tools, but they're like, how do I just sell more books? And you're kind of a master at that. So I know you've got some great tips that you could give people right away on what they should do for that. Tell us some of those things.
Right. So I love this topic, by the way, because I love to help folks disseminate their message out into the world. And honestly, the reason why I love that is because if I can help your community, then I get to actually help all the people that they're helping. So there are a couple tips. You'd ask for like 3 kind of quick down and dirty tips that anyone can basically institute and use in their book publishing business and to sell more books. Yeah. So what I would like to do is actually three different tips here. I'm going to, if it's cool with you, share my screen and kind of show you tip number 1. So hopefully you can see my screen now, right? You see Yep. This is up on Daniel Hall. Tips, deals, and announcements. This is one of my private Facebook groups. It's got about 6,500 people in it. But here's the one thing that you could do. And every time I do this, using Facebook Live, I just get on and if you don't have your own group, by the way, you can just go to your usual, social media contacts, whoever your friends are on Facebook. But pick out a discrete section of your book. So my book, Real Fast Writing here, it has about 27 different tips in it for actually completing your writing projects, right? Mm-hmm. So what I do is I basically get on and I read one of the tips, and that's actually one segment, one sort of little mini show on Facebook Live. And then of course, after that tip, I say, hey, if you want, the other 26 or whatever, then go, here's the link. It's in the chat or it's in the description. Go buy it on Amazon.com. And I usually post the link there.
So what kind of
So,
results do you see? That would be the question I would get from authors. Are you going to get maybe, I guess it depends how many people are looking, but you said you've got about 6,500 and some of them may already have your book. So do you sell 5 more books? Do you sell 10? Do you sell 50? What do you think your response should be? Someone should expect from that.
you know, it's a great, that's a great question. And the answer always comes down to whatever kind of a relationship you have to the people on your list. If you've got a great relationship with folks and they see you as an authority, and they trust you, you have 10 people on and 9 of them go by. So, so I can't really say, I could just tell you this. I can tell you this, it's one heck of a lot better to do one tip like this a week or one tip like this every couple of days, whatever, kind of keep up a certain consistency to it. It's a heck of a lot better to do that than nothing at all. The other really thing, the nice thing about it is because it's video, it lives here, right? It continues to promote that particular thing. So so I can't answer that, but as you well know, Melanie, this is really more of a marathon, right? It's the little things you do every day to consistently move the ball forward, right? And that's really what I want folks to understand. And this is a really quick thing you can do in 5-7 minutes, and be done with it. And not only that, you could actually then post it on you can post it on your YouTube channel. Been syndicated in other places. You can make a blog post out of it and put it on your blog as a curated content. Lots of things you could do with it that way. The reason I like Facebook Live, though, is it gives you the opportunity to respond to questions of those folks that are there in real time and create that connection, that bond with your audience. And by the way, you say, well, what if people aren't there live? Are you really creating that bond? Well, the answer is yes, you still are, because the folks that you're actually talking to, people actually see themselves vicariously as that person. So people watching later, they actually see themselves unconsciously as that person. So yes, you are still building a bond, even though they may be watching it later. So that's one tip that I wanted to share. The other tip that I wanted to share, if I go over here to just my regular Facebook page, you'll notice there's this little video that's playing right up here, right?
I love that.
Real fast book, and it just kind of plays over and over and over again. And what you could actually see me sort of lip by my book,
right?
Essentially, right?
I love that.
Yeah, so it's just a little commercial that continually promotes you and your book. And as you can see here, even if it's not playing, because like if I do a post on Facebook, this will actually play. But you could actually choose the like right down here. You can choose the shot, right? With you holding your book, essentially. And that's what I did. And I try to hold it close enough so that people could read the title. And if they're, again, interested, they could actually go and do that. Now, if you would like, I could show you how to do this on my phone. It might take me a second to actually bring it up, but if you would like, I could do that. Let me know.
Time to do that.
Okay. So let me see if I could bring up my phone here. All right. So can you see my phone? It says screen.
Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Okay. So what you're going to do here is I'm actually going to go over to my Facebook app, because that's how you would make this video is with your Facebook app. You would actually go over here. You would go down to the little pancake thing here down at the bottom right hand corner. Choose the profile that you want to make it with, right? Just like that.
So if you can't see this and you're just listening, so he's choosing which Facebook page, because he has more than one.
Yeah, which exactly. again, I'm doing this on my iPhone, and I believe that it's also available on Android as well. But as you can see here, it basically brought me to my Daniel Hall profile on Facebook, and you can see that there's a little icon that flashes back and forth between a photo and a video, right? You see that?
Right.
And so you're going to just touch that area, and then it's going to give you these options. Take a new profile video, select a profile video. Basically, you would then just choose, take a new video profile video, and do your thing, right, with your book. Then you just upload it directly from here, and you've got this brilliant little ad for your book, always working for you, always out and letting people know. And so that's another way that you can definitely get additional book sales. Okay.
I love that. And it's free. And so some people, like I haven't changed my profile picture in a while, so people may not know that you have that option to have a video on there as well as the still picture. So that's awesome.
Exactly. All right. So the other thing that I wanted to show you, my last easy to do, what's relatively easy to do tip is you want as many people as possible to really know about you and to if at all possible jump onto your email list, because as an author or a publisher, you want your own community, you want your own platform. Okay. And when we say platform, typically we're talking about an email list. And in this case, one of the best uses of an email list to sell your book, because that's the pending question here. How do I sell more books?
Right.
So what I do, and I've done this, and really it's kind of, as I look back, kind of the secret of my ongoing success is I set up arrangements like I'm about to explain to you. Okay. I'll give you an example here where what you could do is you take off 3 chapters of your book, like maybe the first 3 chapters of your book, and you actually set up a squeeze page where you give it away. You give away your book. Now, on the first page and on the last page of your little PDF, you also have a link to your book on Amazon. So you like the book, you like you want the rest of the book, click here, right, to actually get it. So and then what I then will do is, once I have a page like that set up, then I will go to other people that have products and services that are complementary, not competing, but complementary to mine. Okay. And I say, look, would you like a free bonus to add to your product offering? And almost always the answer to that is yes.
Right.
And so what you will do is you will make a nice little graphic so that they could put it on their thank you pages for their products. And you're going to get free traffic, and it's evergreen traffic, and it's usually really good traffic, because generally speaking, somebody that's on a thank you page would have taken some positive action. They would have bought something usually. Mm-hmm. In other words, they are buyers. They're not just tire kickers. We don't want freebie seekers. We want folks that actually will help us pay our mortgage, right? Right. So, so that's my thing there. So, and I'll give you an example of how I will typically actually do that. So let me bring that over here. The other day, I was talking to a friend of mine when basically this guy, Glenn Koski, who's got a new launch coming up here. And so I was saying, hey, I've got this bonus. Now here's the thing. So don't freak out about this when I say this, but this is actually a product that I'm selling. So it's not a book. So don't get hung up on the fact
I
that
think
it's an
it can
actual
be
video.
either way. I think it can be for a product, it can be for a business, it can be for a book. A lot of these things work for everything across all platforms. I know we're talking about books, but it's really going to work for any business, any product.
Exactly. So I mean, so this is what I sent him. I sent him a little graphic like this, new bonus. So he puts this in his members area or his thank you page. And when folks click on this, right, they're actually going to be taken to a little page where, and I'll click it so you can see what I'm talking about here,
Right.
where they can sign up for, they could actually, now for me, I made the bonus training completely free. You don't have to even opt in to get this. And by the way, if you're interested in what I'm talking about here, how to publish your blog to Amazon's Kindle platform and create a micro membership site and get it for free, this is where you go, danielhallpresents.com/get code. But here's the thing. There are 8 other tutorials that kind of come with this. So you could watch the video here, right? You could actually watch the training for free here. And then I actually have like a little ad at the end of this where, hey, you can get over here and get the rest of them for free by getting on my list. Now, you don't have to do it this way. You could just put a image of your PDF or of your cover and say, get the first three chapters of my, whatever, my real fast writing book, subscribe here. And then they get on your list.
Right.
And the really important thing about this strategy is whether or not they buy your book, you have them on your list, which means you can continue the relationship with them. You can continue adding value to their lives. And eventually, they may never buy this book, but they might buy something else that you have to offer when you send them an email about it, send out an email offer. Okay, so that's what's so beautiful about this strategy that I just revealed to you. One other thing, because this is another thing that I deal with lots and lots of authors. They say, well, I don't want to spend any more money on an autoresponder. For some reason, when I talk to Amazon or excuse me, I talk to authors, and I tell them, hey, you need a list, they put the brakes on immediately. I'm like, Mamma mia, this is like one of the smartest things I've ever done, is I always started with the list. Even before I even created a product, I started with the list. So I wanted to show folks that there are other places. Go over here. As a matter of fact, you could write this down if you wish. This is my affiliate link, but you don't have to use this, by the way. But if you go to danielhallpresents.com/benchmark, this will take you over to a benchmark email. And the reason why I like benchmark email, especially for just starting authors, is it's completely free for the first 2,000 people, okay? And you can make a lot of money with just 2,000 people on your list. Lots of money with just 2,000 people on your list, okay? So, so that's where you go. And as you can see here, I think I'm on the free plan myself. But here are the plans. Or it actually tells you there that you can just subscribe. But at any rate, so that's what I wanted folks to know about Melanie. And in fact,
you are such an expert. I mean, you're on the latest, and you have your fingertips on so much software and new things coming out, people creating new products and things to make your life easier, to sell things, do things. I mean, you had Jungle Scout up there, and I found out about Jungle Scout from you and have been using that, and that has made our life easier. What are some things, maybe some of the latest stuff that you have that you think have been doing that and can help other people? Some other software or other resources?
Yeah, so you mentioned Jungle Scout. I'll tell folks about Jungle Scout. I use it primarily as a market research tool. So the really cool thing about Jungle Scout, if we go over here to Amazon.com, and let's say that I'm interested in writing a new book in, in juicing, right? In health food juicing kind of thing. And maybe I want to look at juicing for weight loss. Maybe that's what I want to see whether there's any books in this market selling, and if so, how they're doing, or give at least an idea of how well they are doing. So here we are. We're on Amazon.com. I typed in juicing for weight loss as our keyword, and then I searched Amazon, right?
Right.
So now what I could do is I could actually start looking through here, and we could, first one that came up, juicing for weight loss. Let's take a look at this bad boy. So we got this Kira Novak juicing for weight loss. I've never looked at this, by the way. So let me just take a look at how well this particular book is doing. So right up here, I don't know if you can see it. By the way, this is a $97 Chrome plugin. Okay, Jungle Scout Chrome plugin. If you type in Jungle Scout in Google, it will, you'll see it. You can see where you can go get it for $97, and it's a one-time fee. It's not $97 every month. It's one-time fee for the deal. And so we're here. Let's take a look at how well this is doing, because here's the Chrome extension right up here in our top right-hand corner. And I'm going to hit that, and what it's going to do here is it's actually going to look at all the listings on a particular page. So right now, this one says juicing for weight loss, and as you can see here, it actually has 4 different listings that it took, right? Mm-hmm. And from here, you can see this one, juicing, the one we're actually looking at. This is bringing in an estimated monthly revenue of about $1,800. So not a bad little money maker, in other words. Then you can kind of look down through the rest of them. The Juice Lovers Big Book of Juices. This brings in about $5,700. This looks like an actual juicer, so that's kind of out. That's a juicer. All right, so again, this is the other cool thing that you could do. So actually, let's look at this one, juicing for beginners, and take a look. Let's see, it's number 1. Mm-hmm. So let's look at how well this is doing. Again, because we're looking at this as a market research tool. And this one, as you can see, juicing for beginners comes up on Jungle Scout at about $5,200 a month in sales. And that's, by the way, for the paperback. If I go over here and I click Kindle, so I highlight the Kindle part, I can actually look at the Kindle part as well. This one's bringing in about $604 in the Kindle version. So if you add the two together, both the Kindle and the paperback, you can kind of get an idea on how much revenue is coming in for a particular book. So yeah, I like Jungle Scout for this reason. It kind of guides me. Hey, there's buyers in this marketplace. And the other interesting thing you could do, let's say that you're doing something like this. You're looking for a particular kind of category or niche. Mm-hmm. What I like to do is I like to actually go read the customer reviews for the book, and I usually focus on the 3 and 4 star reviews. So in other words, if I am contemplating doing a competitive book to this book,
right,
I want to know what other people find, where they find fault with the book. So I can tell here, what other people are saying, why they only gave it 3 stars and not 4 and 5 stars, right? And some of them are trolls, but some of them actually give some really good material that kind of clues you into what you should be putting into your book or leaving out of your book, okay, right, as well. So there's another couple tips for you.
Those are great. So Daniel, I want to tell you, like I said, I've been a fan for a long time. I'm a member of your VIP real fast. and love it. I listen to it even before I get out of the shower, and I turn it on before I go to bed. I'm listening to stuff. So always get inspired, always learning something new. Tell us a little bit about your membership and maybe how people may want to join that. And again, he's got great stuff. It's not just for authors. It's really you can use it for any product, digital product. You can use it for any business. I think no matter what you're selling or what business you're in, I think there's great information in there for everybody. Tell us some about that.
So yeah, actually, I'll share my screen here again and kind of take you through about back in March of 2017 of this particular year we're in right now. I decided that I was going to instead of like just ad hoc help people that were in my community, I wanted to essentially have a form where I could help, all the time, essentially. And the best way to actually do that in most cases is through a continuity program. So I started my brand is Real Fast. So I started something called Real Fast VIP. And essentially, this is kind of what it's all about. We are a community of folks where I'm sort of leading the way and showing folks how to build more passive and royalty income into their business, because that's what I love. That's my that's what I'm always trying to build royalty income streams and additional income streams in my business, so that one day if I don't feel like working, or 1 week or 1 month or 1 quarter, I don't feel like working, I don't have to worry about the bills being paid, because I've got all these other income streams. So as it comes to as I came to the realization that I wasn't the only one interested in this sort of thing, I basically started Real Fast VIP. And essentially, that's the group that you're in, and it's basically it's $1 a day. It's $30 a month, or I think it's we do a yearly that gets 2 months off. But essentially, we do a weekly training. We have services like we've got a book cover critique, for example. That members get. We get like a personalized book publishing sales and marketing plan. We do a training every week, and it's either I'm teaching or I've got a guest expert teaching for that particular week. Most of the time it's me. And like the one that we did today, I taught folks exactly how to go to Fiverr.com to actually have really cool products created, and how to go about actually selling those products, because a big part of the success I determined in my own business is my business took off when I actually started getting help, and I wasn't a lone wolf all the time trying to do everything in my business. And Fiverr is a good low risk way to actually kind of start that process. So I taught how to go about doing that today. And of course, there's lots of other, if I go into the members area, there's just tons of other stuff that folks could get. And by the way, I could set up a very special deal for listeners and watchers of this podcast.
That'd be great.
Get in for the first 7 days with a $1 trial. Then if you don't cancel, then it goes into a $30 a month type of deal. But yeah, we could, and I'll get you that. And I guess you could post it in the show notes.
Put it on here. So
okay.
Terrific. Daniel, I know you're on a tight time schedule. Thank you so much. Great tips. I loved all the things you did on Facebook by putting it in your profile picture, that little video selling your book, having different tips from your book, giving away chapters and putting it on other people's platforms and putting it in their thank you page. Those were all great. The stuff on Jungle Stout, just showing the research, really, really good stuff. So thanks for coming, and we appreciate you so much.
Thank you, Melanie. I really, really appreciate it. And thanks to Jen as well.
Yeah. And so before you go, here's my book again. As Daniel says, sell your book, buy my book, please, The Life Legacy Challenge. I did a TED Talk on this and created a book from it. So repurposing the material, but it's really an excellent book. And we'd love for you to subscribe to our podcast, share it with your friends, spread the word. And if you are writing a book and thinking about publishing a book, we would be honored to be your publisher and make you a #1 bestseller. Our claim to fame is every single author that comes to us that gets through our process, we push their book and market their book to make sure they're #1. We have 100% return on that. So we hope to see you next time. Have a great time. Have a great day.
If you'd like to create the most powerful advertising tool for your business, contact us at eliteonlinepublishing.com, where we will help you create, publish, and make your book a #1 bestseller, and show you how to get new leads and more revenue for your business. If you'd like to check us out on our Facebook page, we have a free book for you as our gift. Just go and click Free Book. Remember to subscribe and leave a comment for our podcast. We would love to hear from you.